we're just getting some cool things because you've got people from all over and everybody's in the same mindset. So you're not having to break down that barriers like, are you creative or are you not? Anyway,
Yeah.
because we're all there. So I love that that's already there, that we already assume that we're trying to head forward in this direction too. So it's a fantastic setup. I had never heard of this type of group before, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's all organized. It's fantastic. I can just, like I said, jump in there and find out how to use my apps or see a quick, webinar that you did before. And it's easy to get to. I think that's what I'm liking. I'm liking the organization of it too.
Great.
So.
Hi everyone, you're watching Tim Topham TV and this is episode number 37. Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to this episode of Tim Topham TV, where we're actually going to be doing something a bit different. We're going to be exploring the inner workings of my inner circle, which is the private community of piano teachers from all around the world, the best piano teachers, and which has just been launched this month to you guys, my podcast viewers and my email subscribers. So we're going to talk about the thinking behind it, what you can expect as a member, and most excitingly, we'll be chatting to one of my amazing foundation members, Marie Lee, and allowing her to grill me with some teaching questions of her own. So we're going to kind of flip it around a little bit. So hope you'll be open to some flexible podcasting today. Now, before we dive in, I'd like to thank this month's sponsor, which is Group Lessons 101. Now, as I said last week, if you were listening, Group Lessons 101 is making some pretty big hits around the piano teaching community at the moment because it is an amazing product. It's brought to you by Tracy Selly and Sarah Campbell. Tracy Selly brought out some webinars last year, a whole series of them with some great teachers around the world just sharing ideas, a little bit like this podcast, but all in a package with downloads and all worksheets, all this kind of stuff. So that did really well, and now she's gone on, teamed up with Sarah Campbell, and these guys have produced the same kind of idea for group lessons. So this suits this month's blog topic really, really well, and I'm really excited to be promoting this on the podcast. So if you're looking for really sort of concrete step-by-step instructions about how you can add group activities to your lessons, all from, just a one-off group event or a recital that's got a theme to a whole summer camp to changing your whole teaching around to only teaching groups, whatever it is, there's webinars, instructions, PDF downloads, videos of people teaching these kind of lessons. It's all in there. This package is amazing, and I want you to check it out today. The girls have given Tim Topham TV viewers 10% off. So make sure you head to timtopham.com/upbeat to find out more about that. That's UPBEAT. Make sure you check it out. Okay, so I want to firstly talk about why I've started this community. This has been a real labor of love for me. It's taken probably close to 9 months worth of work. Most of you will know that I have an online training course called Piano Flicks, Teaching Pop Piano, which was my 8-part video series designed to help you guys teach pop music. And I know that was a massive need in the community, and it's gone really, really well. And we've got a lot of members and subscribers watching those videos. But I really wanted to create a community of teachers who are doing this kind of teaching so that they can actually kind of talk with each other and share ideas, and do more than just kind of comment on the bottom of a post or a training video, but actually kind of engage and grow and learn together as a group. And so that was one of the main reasons that I've created this group. I've already got a lot of followers, and to get you guys all together in one place, man, we're going to change the world. That's my plan, okay? Now, the other thing that tended to happen was that I'd get a lot of email questions. And often they are on the same kind of topics. How do you go about teaching this? What's the best digital piano for my studio? What do I do with boys? What is some good music for girls? Or, these questions would just come and come and come and come. And I've been really good. I've made the time to respond to every question that I've ever received. But as you can imagine, it's really, really draining. And the biggest difficulty is that I'm only ever responding to one person and no one ever gets to see that result. So that's why in the membership area, I'm referring all my questions. If you're going to have a question in the future for me, you're going to have to jump into the forums, become a member, because every idea that I share there, everyone can learn from. And to me, that is the most effective use of my time that could possibly be. Ultimately, my time is really limited. I teach full-time. I'm a head of keyboard at a college here in Melbourne. And, what started as a real kind of part-time little bit of writing that I did on the side 6 years ago, this has now become, quite large. And I've got to help the people who I can help the best and make the most of the time that I've got. And my feeling is that having a private community like this allows me to actually help serve you better. Not to mention just the forums, but just having a place where everything can be in one spot. I'm not trying to sell, 100 different little ideas and worksheets and things like that. It's like, if you want some of my resources, become a member and you get access to the lot. Everything that has been and everything that will now be a part of the Inner Circle. The other thing that I've found on the blog is I can get to know people a little bit, but not particularly personally. So, when someone emails me, if they're already a follower, I might know their name, but I don't really know much about them, where they live, how many students they've got, how many years they've been teaching, all of this kind of stuff. And I really thrive on connecting with people and knowing a little bit about them. So that's the other reason that the community is going so well, is that one of the first things that everyone's asked to do when they join up is jump on the forums and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about themselves so we can start a conversation about it. And already in there, I've learned about a lot of people who are right on the ball and doing exactly the same kind of things as I'm really pushing with trying to, teaching more creatively and not sort of going to notation so early and using ears and improvising, all this kind of stuff that you've heard me talk about before. And it's so great to know that there's so many people doing it already. And so I'm just can't wait to get all of the ideas from all these other people all back and shared as a shared resource. It's going to be so good. And look, to be honest with you, I'm not the only one with good ideas out there. I definitely don't know anything, and I'm sure there are plenty of better teachers out there. It just so happens that I'm a really good at creative ideas. I like pushing the boundaries and trying different things, and I'm always happy to do that. And I love sharing those ideas with people. And I'm good at networking. I like bringing people together. I like getting to know people, social kind of person. So that's, me to a T. That's why, for me, the community is so important. And that's why I really want to capitalize on the amount of effort and work I've put in to draw people and readers in to say, hey, you guys, if you're liking what I'm doing, then let's get together and let's make a group that's really going to make changes in piano teaching around the world. The other thing I think about memberships is that by becoming a member, you're making a commitment. So you're actually committing time and you're committing money, importantly, to your ongoing professional development. And I think this is important because if you think about a gym membership, for example, gym memberships can be quite expensive, or even a personal trainer, right? I go to a personal trainer with my partner. It's a highly competitive activity, and we have great results. It's great fun. If it was free, he'd be an idiot, for one. But, how much less would I be inclined to get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning and go down to the gym if I wasn't paying a reasonable amount of money to do it? I would. There's far less compulsion, isn't there? I've made a financial commitment to improving it, so I'll actually go. Same thing with some of my writing and the events that I do. I go into events and I try and keep fit. By laying down some money, I commit to it. And I'm hoping that the same thing will happen for you guys. When you become members, yes, you are paying for it. And I think that's going to give you more accountability because you're investing in it. And look, to be honest, if you've got issues with paying for it, then you're not the right person to come into it. It's totally fine. I've given and given and given on this blog for 6 years, and as I think Tracy Selly might have said when she interviewed me, 90% of what I've got on here, probably more, is free and has always been and will continue to be. So I do hope that you can support me running this blog, and all the time it takes obviously is a fair expense. And this is a great way for you to support me if you believe in what I'm doing and would like it to continue. That's another great thing to do too. And look, do keep in mind, we're in the early days now. So the community, I think we're at about 80 members at the moment, is growing. And the best thing about coming in now, of course, too, is that the price is at the lowest that it's ever going to be. So if you've heard about grandfathering of pricing, all that means is that if you purchase today or, in the next couple of weeks at the price that it's at the moment, you will remain at that price forever. I'm not going to increase your price. It's just you're in and you're locked in. So even if the price increases later on, which it will, then you just stay at that price forever, which is a pretty good deal, I think, because it's pretty reasonably priced, in my opinion, for what you get. Now, one other thing I just wanted to talk about too was Facebook, right? And a few people have said, why don't you just start a Facebook group? Well, I like Facebook, but I think it's got a couple of problems, particularly with the groups. Maybe three. One is some of the content that you get on there isn't particularly helpful. And I've been really careful to craft the community guidelines for the Inner Circle so that the kinds of posts that people are putting up are relevant to everyone. And so I really want to avoid rants and I want to avoid whinging. And, there's kind of comments that just clog your news feed with kind of useless stuff. I want real action takers. I want, people can ask questions and they can have concerns, whatever it is, but that it's all relevant. So that's kind of one thing that one reason I have not gone down the Facebook group path and I've gone for the private online forum in my website. Secondly, how many times have you gone on Facebook? I do it all the time. You go on and you're instantly, you're watching a cat video or you're watching, I don't know if you saw, there's this incredible video, I think I shared it, where you're watching a video as the pilot in a plane, in a jet plane, like a army aircraft plane, and you hold your phone like this and you're watching it. And if you move the phone, you actually look in different directions. So if you're facing forward, you can look up at the sky, you can look out the side, you can look down between your legs. It is ridiculous. I don't even know how it's possible, but it works. But there goes another, 15 minutes while you're amazed, and then you share it with everyone and people start talking about it. I went on there to go and check in with some of the piano teaching Facebook groups. I think you know what I mean. Cat videos, funny dogs, riding skateboards, whatever it is. We've all seen it, and it is so easy to get distracted. So that's another reason why I've shied away from the Facebook group. So, and the third thing is searchability. So it's pretty hard to find things in a Facebook forum. I think you can upload things, worksheets and PDFs and things, I think. But I don't think it's very easy, and it's not very easy to find. So what I've done in the Inner Circle, when you become a member, you get access to the private forums. And the forums are the place where everyone communicates, where the resources go, where everything happens. And there's a search button really prominent on the right-hand side of the page, which gives you access to search the forums for anything you want. So if you want to look for music for boys, search for that. If you want to look for exam worksheets, look for that. If you want to look for scale fun, search for that. That's kind of the point of having the online forum. So I hope you'll understand my thinking about that. I really like having it all in one place and getting it off Facebook. I think it's the right way to go. Anyway, see what you think when you become a member. One of the kind of final things I wanted to mention too is that from now on, my resources, so if you want to look at Piano Flicks, you want to have a look at those training videos, if you want to access future training courses, if you want, if you download maybe a worksheet, but you actually want to see a video of me teaching that worksheet, all of these things are actually going to be in the Inner Circle from now on. So it's really, really important that you know that. I'm not going to be releasing any more kind of one-off PDFs and things like that. Well, at the moment, I'm not thinking about it. It's all going to go to my members because they're the people that I really want to focus on at the moment. There'll still be some free content. So I'm still going to be sending out blog articles to everyone for free. So you're not going to miss out if you don't become a member. And this podcast will remain free forever. That's my plan. This is for you guys. It's my labor of love, but you know how much I enjoy doing it. I think you kind of see it, and it's so much fun, and I get so many great emails back about it. So thank you for anyone who's emailed me about how much you enjoy these podcasts. I love doing them, and they will continue to be free, not behind the membership area. Now, look, if you've listened to all that and it doesn't sound like it's your thing, it's totally fine. It's, up to you, obviously, if you choose. But I hope some of those things that I've mentioned, I'm going to talk in a moment about some of the other benefits of membership, that you really strongly consider it, at least, if you are actually serious about making a change in your teaching for the better. Now, if you're the kind of teacher that also, you like your own resources and you like doing things for yourself and not sharing things, then again, you're probably not quite the right person for the group, because the whole point of it is to share ideas, for everyone to share ideas to make the whole community better. So that's a really big thing if you're interested in it, in becoming a member. So just keep that in mind too. So let me talk about a few things that our current members are getting access to at the moment. All my resources and training. So as I've mentioned, PianoFlix is there. Anything that's in my shop and a paid download online at the moment is all in there, and it's all free. And all my worksheets, exam checklists, any resource I've produced, it's all in there, and you can just grab the whole lot. Doesn't bother me. It's there to be shared. I want you to have it. Really excitingly, you've also got access to a whole heap of experts that I've handpicked from around the world who are the specialists in their areas. People like Bradley Sowash, who is, Mr. Improvising and Creativity, and Lee Levis as well. We've got Paul Myatt, who runs the amazing Forte schools. He's the man for group teaching. We've got Nick Ambrosino, the author of Coffee with Ray and Lessons with Matt. I interviewed him on a podcast. He is just brilliant. And we've got, I'm not going to list them all because we've got quite a few. Jennifer Fox is in there. Tracy Selly, who's done the group teaching stuff, she's in there. I'm going to be forgetting people, and I'm really sorry to the experts I've forgotten. But these guys are in there, and they're ready to help you and work with you. And I'm so thankful to them for being a part of this. It is really, really exciting. So expert teachers you're going to get access to in there. There's also going to be members-only content. So yes, I'm still going to be blogging and podcasting, but I'm also going to be holding Q&A sessions with my community. So that's where whoever is available, we get on a conference call together on a Google Hangout, and we talk pedagogy, we talk teaching, we answer questions, we help each other. So that's one thing. I've also started recording videos about how to use apps, so you can actually see me step by step use an app like you're over the top of my shoulder. Teaching videos, so me actually teaching students in class, they're in there as well. Conference videos, webinars, all of that stuff, it's all in my inner circle. You won't find it anywhere else. Now, I've also been able to arrange some awesome special bonuses for any member that subscribes. So they're listed on the Join the Community page. So if you head to timtopham.com/community, you'll be able to see down in the middle of that page some of the bonuses you'll get access to. There's discount subscriptions to software. There's sheet music discounts. There's free memberships to like Daniel McFarlane's new release club. All sorts of things. And look, they're only things that I strongly believe in and that I feel are of great benefit to you guys. So that's why I've chosen them. They're not on there just because, someone threw me some freebie. They're on there because I've actually gone out and searched for them. I have relationships with the people that run these companies or the teachers that are offering things, and they're there for you. And you get access to all of those codes and links when you become a member. We've talked about the community forums. That's like the water cooler. It's the place to hang out. It's a place to sort of share your ideas, ask questions, get help, and help other people and find resources. So that's what the community forums are about. And I've just started developing the challenges. So each, week or month, kind of depending on how we're going with things, I'm offering a challenge. So at the moment, we've got a practice challenge on. And that practice challenge is to find 5 hours of practice in a week as a piano teacher for you, for your own practice. This isn't for your students or anything like that. This is to develop your own practice skills. And if you accept the challenge, I give you a little sheet so you can plan your times, you can check it off, and actually make some real difference in your teaching. That's just the first challenge. I've got a list of them here that I'm going to be loading up as time goes on. So look out for those. They're a great way to hold yourself accountable for actually making change that you want. So that's kind of the summary. It's been an exhausting process, but I'm so excited to now see the fruits of the work come together. We've got people in there, they're interacting, sharing ideas, and I just cannot wait to see what happens in the future. Now, as I said before, keep in mind that the price will go up. At the moment, it's at a cheap launch price. It's for you guys. I'm telling you guys because you're my subscribers and my viewers, and I really want you to get the best price that you possibly can. At the moment, your launch price is low, and you get, if you want to go monthly, it's $10 for the first month just to check it out. And you can quit, cancel, pause memberships at any time, totally up to you. And you have the option of monthly membership, or you can buy an annual membership, and there's a slight discount for that too. So guys, I really hope that this has been useful for you. You've heard a lot about it, and now's the time to get involved. I can't wait to actually see you in there and say hi when you welcome yourself in the forums. All right, so let's get on to today's interview with Marie Lee. Well, Marie, it's so great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks for asking me. I'm very flattered. Thank you.
So I found out about you from my dear friend Leela Visser's site. She had this fantastic article on her blog about you, and it was called Marie Never Wanted to Be a Piano Teacher, which I thought was the most extraordinary headline. So she's chosen well.
Did it catch your attention?
Oh, yeah. I clicked straight through. I'm like, I've got to find out more about this Marie and why she didn't want to be a piano teacher. So can you tell us a little bit about that title and how it relates to you and what you're doing now?
I know. I thought, I hope that doesn't sound like Marie never wanted to teach piano. Look, what an awful job. It wasn't like that. It just wasn't my life plan. I think we all, when you want to be a certain career, when you grow up and people ask, and I would never say, I want to be a piano teacher. I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't say that either.
Oh, you didn't? What did you want to be?
I wanted to fly helicopters.
Okay.
and I wanted to conduct musicals. That was when I first left school. I wanted to be a conductor.
Oh,
yeah, so kind of musical.
Those are two very opposite. Yeah.
I know. I still want to fly helicopters. But anyway, go back to you.
Okay. No, that wasn't my life plan at all. So I just find it really ironic that, 25 years later, here I am teaching piano and having an amazing time of it. But I went to college. I wanted to be an interior designer. And my first 2 days of college, it's all about art classes. And of course, I didn't know what I was getting into. And I drew a picture or drew a sketch, and I realized this is really crap, because I looked around and I was like, I'm not going to be able to pass this class. So all my, years and years of dreaming to be an interior designer, they were dashed in that art class. So I thought, okay, we'll go to my second choice, which was actually dance education, which is kind of musical and working with kids. And so I changed my major really quickly and went into dance education. But just like I said, the last 25 years, people and events have just kind of, people come into my life, and events have taken place that have just really shaped this. And now I honestly can't believe where I'm at too. It's not what I planned, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I've got a thriving group studio. I love my kids. I love what I do. There's days that feel like work. But for the most part, I'm excited to go to the studio and see the kids. It's fun making a difference. This is the type of career I feel like you can make some money off of, but you're making a difference in lives. You feel good about taking their money. Is that good? You feel good about it. Well, you feel good. You're making a difference. Yeah. And they're making a difference with the people they associate with too. So.
Yeah, I sometimes forget when I'm teaching, and someone hands over some cash at the end. It's like, oh yeah, this is a job.
Oh, that's my job.
Yeah, and it's a nice way to have it. Hey, Marie, I've got you on here because you're one of my foundation members in the Inner Circle, and so we want to talk a little bit about that experience and how you came to become a member and some of those features that you found inside. But you've had almost a little bit of a meteoric rise in the piano teaching blogosphere at the moment. You've kind of you're on a webinar here, and you've been on blog posts here. But there's a really good reason that that's happening, and it's because you're really crushing it with the things that you're doing. And the other thing I really like, particularly about reading this article from Leela, is that you're continually setting yourself new goals, and you even made them really explicit in that article. It's like, these are the things I'm going to plan to do this year. And it wasn't like 1 or 2, there was about 8 of them. So I don't know how you're doing it all.
Leela made me set those goals. So yeah.
But isn't that fantastic? Because I don't think enough of us do that and actually write them down. So can you tell us just a couple of the goals that you're working towards this year, either ones that you've achieved or ones that are still in progress?
Sure. Yeah, I do have a list, and sometimes it's overwhelming. I'm sure everybody, all the teachers have lists, and I really need to sit and prioritize. But I, in the article we talk about, I've been in my home teaching piano for all these years, and I got over to 100 students, and so it was time to get out. So my big goal first was to get out of the house, and let the neighbors have their driveways back. And so that was my first goal, is getting into a studio. And so we were lucky enough to find a music store. I actually had two music stores that were interested in, so I interviewed with two, but found the best setup with our Yamaha Steinway dealer, and they had a great big room that they got us in with Roland digital pianos and a room for me to put in a big flat screen TV and hook up my iPad. So I didn't have technology; there just wasn't room for it in my home. And so that was my big goal, was to get out of the house and get into that studio. So I did nail that, and now. We have such growth potential with where we're at, and just the referrals. I just have some fantastic parents that just keep referring people, their friends over, that there's potential for this, but I don't have time to market. And so I need to hire some teachers. That's my next goal. So if anybody's in Vegas listening, contact me because I would like to hire some teachers and train them in our group teaching method. And so I can spend a little more time marketing. So if I get sick, then I don't have the horrible job of trying to reschedule group classes. It's just a nightmare. So hiring teachers is probably my biggest goal right now. Along with, I'm trying to shake things up a little bit this summer with my workshops. I usually do like 3 to 4 day workshops with pop music books or movie music. That's usually my theme because it's easy to work around. But I'm shaking it up a little bit because I want to kind of grab people maybe that not like other people's students, but I'm going to maybe try some rhythmic classes. I've done the rhythm cups from Wendy Stevens, which have been super popular. And I don't know where I saw this, but somebody was doing bucket drumming. Have you seen this, where they're drumming on the big Home Depot bucket? So we're going to try some rhythm classes with drumming. We're going to do a little bit of that.
Are these for the local community?
Yeah, well, they'll let me advertise at the store. There's people coming in and out of the store all the time where I'm
This
at.
isn't for your own students. This is for anyone come along, prospective new people, whatever, whoever. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought maybe, I don't know, I thought that would maybe appeal to people. Maybe it's not piano, but it's still music. It's rhythm. I just thought, boys love to bang on things, so let's bang on some drums. And if I'm deaf next fall, that's what I'm doing. So so I'm trying to get summer going, and that's kind of in part a good way for me to get the new teachers in at summer, where they're committed week after week. They can come try a workshop if they like it, then and I like how they interact with the kids. Then I just feel like that's a good way to kind of try each other out, I guess. So those are my goals right now.
Fantastic. And it's so good to hear these. They're quite big business goals, really, like moving to a whole new studio. That's a big goal. And you've obviously negotiated.
Yeah, that took me some.
You've negotiated, you've interviewed, you've seen these players. Like, I think it's just fantastic. You're really making some real headway, and congratulations for it. I think it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's a great setup. So I'm really happy about that.
And so it's reasons like that I love having people like you in this inner circle group, because all those great ideas you can share with other people. And I know you're happy to do that because I've already seen you start doing it. So why did you consider joining the inner circle?
Because I will. Well, okay, in America, we have this little saying, if we do something bad and our parents caught us and they said, why did you do that? It's like, well, Johnny told me to. And they're like, well, if Johnny told you to jump off a cliff, would you jump off the cliff? So I don't know if you do that in Australia.
We do,
but Tim, if you told me that I need to jump off a cliff, and it would be good for my students, I would do that. So honestly, I joined because of you, because it's you. I love your philosophy. I feel like it's fun, but it's practical for kids. I feel like piano is changing, and we're not, at least my personal philosophy is, I'm not trying to train concert pianists. And I will even tell parents that I'm not that type of teacher. But if you want a kid that can come in and play with a band or accompany, a church choir, or you just want your kid to play and have fun and stick with it for years and years and years, then I'm your teacher. So I feel like our philosophies are alike. So I will take everything you have to offer. So that's why
I won't tell you to jump off a cliff. No, that's great. No,
okay,
we definitely have.
You know what? I probably would.
We definitely have alignment there. You have just summed up perfectly my own philosophy 100%. So that's great. What were some of the benefits? Now that you've been in there for a few weeks and you've been posting and sharing ideas and answering questions, it's been great. What are some of just a couple of the benefits that you can see kind of growing out of this developing community that we've got there?
The main benefit, and this is just me, but actually this is not just me. This is everybody. We joined because of you, Tim. And Tim did not pay me to say that. But the main benefit is Tim Topham. So that's the main benefit. The other benefits really are still, I think, the people, the lineup that you have. And I wrote this down. I don't want to forget names, but the lineup is incredible of the people that you have. They're bloggers that I follow. They are at conferences presenting. There are people that have written books. I mean, I'm going to look at my list here. You've got Leela and Bradley Soash and Tracy Selly, Nick Ambrosino. I bought all of his books and I'm trying to read those.
So good. That's so good.
He's so fantastic. Yeah. And Paul Myatt, I sit and watch his videos. He's so fun to watch. With his kids. So, and I probably left somebody else off. I'm sorry. But I feel like the lineup is just top notch. You've really got people that are experts in what they do. And so I'm there for the people. I'm there to have, a conference, click, open the internet and I can have a little conference. So.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. And I must say, I've been just astounded by the level of experience and the breadth of different people that are there. We've got Siebert from northern Norway, I think. We've got someone in Germany. There's someone in South Africa.
I know.
All over the world. Yeah. We've got there's someone who's been teaching for a year, and we've got a couple of people in their 70s who've been teaching for
that was fun. I just saw that.
Yeah, wasn't that great to read? It's so cool.
We can never retire.
That's it. So look, if someone who's in their 70s and been teaching for years could get something out of it, then I hope everyone can definitely do.
Yeah, that's refreshing, isn't it? I just guess I think the older we get, the more set in our ways we get. So I think that's refreshing to see.
All right. So, Marie, I asked you to prepare a few questions that could help you with your teaching that you can actually grill me on. So we're going to flip around.
Cool.
And you're going to run the show for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Ask me some questions.
Okay. I wrote a few questions down. So the first one is you're the king of pop or teaching pop piano music. So all of your inquiring fans want to know what are your current favorite bands or favorite artists or your favorite songs just right now. What are you listening to on the radio?
I actually love my thing is house music, dance music. That's what I really love, and I guess that comes out in the fact that I love chord progressions and repetition because that's what a dance track's all about.
Yeah.
So I thought, look, I'll just get out Spotify because that's what I use.
Yeah. What's on your playlist?
So let's see. You know what though? I have a look at this, and there's such a mix. I've got some Sting here. There's some Enya. Do you remember Enya from music?
Oh, I love her thing. Yeah.
So,
still around. Yeah.
Totally not house music, but
no, that's like sleepy.
So there's the likes of Avicii, Tiesto. Who else have we got? Some kind of unknown people as well. Who's I don't know, Kygo. Now, Kygo, have you heard of Kygo? This guy, he makes tracks I love. Because I used to do dance music production, which is, I think, why I like this style so much. Yeah, so I know how much work goes into it. But Kygo has these great tracks, and I've recently been riding my bike up mountains as a competition. And some of these tracks in my headphones are just the best.
You listen, good beat.
So that's it. That's what I tend to listen to.
Awesome. Well, you can come mix at all the clubs in Vegas. You know that. We see those guys all the time on the billboards, Tiesto and Avicii. Yeah, they're here all the time. So you've got a job. Vegas, you need to come see.
I do have to come to Vegas. So now that I know someone there, I'll have to come.
Oh, definitely. Okay, question 2. Are there any method books or supplementary music that you just couldn't teach without?
Yeah, look, one person comes to mind above all others. For someone like me who teaches a lot of teenage beginners and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
boys, the music I cannot go past and I use all the
Mm-hmm.
time is Daniel McFarlane's music.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It just so his music, his website Supersonics Piano, and in actual fact, he's offered a bonus for members here, so we can get a discount too. He's got a new release club, so every month he comes out with new music, $7 a
Yeah.
month or something, and he's giving away a free month to do that. But
Oh, great.
his music is all the thing I like about it, which really aligns with my teaching, and it might be the same for you, is that it's heavily pattern based.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
quite repetitive, but that's okay. Like it's great because kids really like that kind of
Yeah.
film music with a beat kind of style of playing.
Yeah.
So it's pattern based. It's often 5 finger. A lot of it's 5 finger position.
Mhm.
So even quite new beginners can play some quite sophisticated sounding stuff. And he loves using big octaves if students can reach them, which I love doing as well, and pedal. And combine some pedal, some repetitive patterns. You've sold most teenagers these
Yeah.
days, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
honestly, his music is stuff that I use regularly, and I can't recommend highly enough. It is great.
It is great.
As you say though, it's not designed to make someone a concert pianist, and I don't think Daniel would ever make any bones about that. But
No.
it's brilliant for note learning and keeping kids engaged and motivated. So I wouldn't live on a diet of Daniel only.
Uh-huh.
But regularly, I use it all the time with my students as a mix. I think we all should mix things up. And you
Yeah.
mentioned that I do a lot of pop. There's no doubt that I enjoy that. But I also teach plenty of classical music and contemporary piano solos. Robert Vandal, Dan Coates, all that kind of stuff. It's about balance, I guess, as much as anything.
I'm sure you probably like fine tune it to the student, I would guess too, as
Yeah,
well.
totally. Yeah. In fact, I've got a few go-to pieces that I think every student loves and will play at some stage, and I think
Well, that would be a good question for another time.
Well, I can tell you one right now, and
Yeah,
that's,
let's hear it.
that's that main theme from the movie Amélie called Comptine d'Autrette.
Oh,
Are
uh-huh.
you familiar with it?
I am, yes.
Just the most beautiful piece, and
Yep.
you can get an easy version of that most students can play after a couple of years learning.
Okay.
Because the actual version is reasonably difficult. From Noviscore, and I've talked a lot about Noviscore before.
Good. Okay. I was going to ask you.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have a kind of simplified version that actually still sounds fantastic. So that's one of my go-to pieces. So I do have those, but pretty much most students are playing different music in my studio because I like to work with them on what they want to learn as well as what I think they should learn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you. We'll all jump on to supersonicspiano.com if we haven't been there already.
So good.
Okay. A lesson activity that you always include every week. I know you're trying to customize this to a student, but is there an activity that's always part of your lesson?
To be honest, there isn't one that I would do with every lesson with every student.
Okay.
But there are a few go-to things. I love using Piano Maestro app,
Okay.
particularly at a start of a lesson for a bit of sight reading and something different to do. I think that's kind of cool. I would quite often do some kind of chord progression work with students. So that might be, let's try and make one up, or here's a cool progression that I heard the other day. It goes with this song. What do you think of this?
Oh, cool. Okay.
Even if it's sort of 5 or 10 minutes. And blues, I still can't go past the 12-bar blues.
Yeah.
And building on that. In actual fact, you've reminded me I have to record some follow-up videos to my first one because people keep asking, okay, what do we do next with
What's
this?
next? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, so I must do that. But the 12-bar blues is just, you can stop what you're doing at any time and do some blues, and kids love it, and it's a great learning thing.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I never tried that. That's good
Have
to
you
hear.
not?
Well, I mean, like real basic, but I did it with my advanced kids, but you're doing it with younger, a little less, really, and it's
Yeah.
working. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Keep it simple, but it's very doable. And
Okay.
the blues scale, they love. It's great. Yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear. Some tidbits we're getting from Tim Topham. Let's see, another lesson activity that's always a hit with students. We know they like Supersonics piano. Is there an activity like I don't know, your piano meister or something that's always a hit that always works?
You know what always makes kids smile? And that
What's that?
is, and I don't do it with all my students, but I
Uh-huh.
could. If you, when they're playing a scale, if you have a second piano or a keyboard in the same room, and start doing a patter underneath. So a kind of a, let's say they're playing a G major scale, and you start doing G and D and G and bom 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 bom. Just while
Okay.
they're playing completely unexpectedly, they,
Okay.
it always puts a smile on their face, and
Yeah.
they always want to then learn how to do it. And that's something that every pianist should know how to do. I think is just just keep a beat in a key. So I like teaching that. I should do it more. It's something that's a nice little winner. And I also love Music Clock for people that haven't heard of that. It's a kind of backing track app.
Yeah.
Have you explored it at all?
Well, that is really funny that you ask. That was my goal for this week. And so I used it yesterday. The
Oh,
kids
it
were
was
told
too.
last
You
week.
mentioned that in the forums, didn't you?
Yeah, but here's funny. I just hit play yesterday. I thought, oh, this is a great track, and we played it because the kids had to memorize a scale, and if they did, then they could come back and improv on that scale. And I'm all in groups, so they're taking turns. But I got home and I was looking at your site last night, and I saw the little how to your apps, your short little videos, like 3 minutes, and that was on there. It's like, oh, let me watch, and it's like, oh, there's more than one backing track.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I
Oh,
thought this
cool.
is a great app, but it's even better now that I know that there are other choices.
Yeah. But I have to
So
say
yeah, I
that
appreciate that.
that first one, the first track is one of the coolest. It's my go-to one because that's the kind of music
Yeah, that's
I
what we
like.
did today.
Yeah, yeah.
We did. So yeah.
But
So
for,
thank
for
heavens.
guys, yeah, for guys that have got guys and girls that have got okay ears too, or you want to develop that, I get them to learn the chord progression that underlies that piece,
Oh, that would be
which
fun.
is really good because it starts with a first inversion chord. So it's like I can't remember the key, but it's like a C. So a C chord in the right hand and an E in the left hand.
Okay.
That kind of inversion, that kind of pop playing inversions, and
Uh,
to get their ears attuned to it, it's a really good experiment.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be like next month. Now
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
know,
that can be
I
down
know,
the
but
track.
I was grateful for that video. I thought this is perfect timing because I can say I went to the webinar, not the webinar, but the apps, and I learned how to use my app in a little better way today. So
Yeah, and those videos are all in the forum. So I'm slowly recording more and more, like over the shoulder view of what I do with these apps. So I'm glad you
yeah,
found
that
it.
was
That's great.
helpful. Yeah, it was seriously. I think it was 3 minutes. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay, now I know the potential. It's an awesome app. The kids are having a ball. It's
yeah,
been fun this week so
yeah.
far. Yeah.
Cool. Glad you liked it. That's
Okay.
great.
Do you have time for another question?
Yeah, let's do one more. I reckon that'll
One
be good.
more? Okay. All right. So you're all about chord progression. So how do you teach chords if kids can't play them? Maybe they're little, their hands are small, or maybe they're just fidgety. I don't know. You probably run across all sorts of things, but I know you want to try that approach with all of your kids. So how would you go about doing that?
Yeah, and most people know that I feel that learning about chords is vital because it is the basic building block of all the music that we listen to. Any music you can take back to chords. So it's an approach that is so important. But you're right. Some kids don't have playing that and keeping fingers 2 and 4 out of the way. It
Yeah.
can be pretty tricky. So look.
Yeah.
I tend to. So I mean, that's the ultimate. So I always start in root position. I think that's that's the most sensible kind of way to start.
Okay.
Although I'm now thinking, because I'm always trying to develop my own plan, I'm actually thinking about moving to inversions faster. Because I know Bradley Sowash in his creative chord starts in the left hand, and he introduces C in a root position and then moves to an F in second inversion because it's the
Yeah, he does.
So I'm rethinking how long I stay in root position. But anyway, so a root position chord using fingers 1, 3, and 5 is ideal. If they can't do that, then I go for 1, 2, and 3, which is how we play arpeggios anyway, or four note
okay,
chords.
good.
So it's not completely irrelevant or anything like that. I just try and make sure they don't tuck their fingers. So fingers 1, 2, and 3. I've got a kid that's using 1, 2, and 4 at the moment. It's not my ideal, but it means he's making some progress, and we'll fix it up later.
Okay.
I don't think it's too bad. But look, if they're having real trouble, then just get them to use fingers 1 and 2 on the first and the third, or fingers 1 and 3 probably ideally on the first and the third of the chords. So we've got a major or minor, and then left hand either single notes to get started probably with whatever finger they like. as long as they're not like hanging off the piano, which is not a natural way. Or fifths. Fifths sound great. I think that's one thing that you do as well. Just fifths in the left hand can just add some real resonance, and use the pedal.
Sure.
Get them using the pedal.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about.
Yeah.
Okay, just because it fills in, it
Feels
sounds
the sound.
richer.
It makes
Okay.
it richer. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
And I've found that teaching the syncopated pedaling that we all use, students can actually pick that up pretty fast if it's taught from the beginning. So I would discourage teachers from, maybe for the first few chord lessons, just let them pedal on the chord because it's easy.
Okay.
But getting them to pedal after they change to the next chord, I tend to try and do it sooner rather than later. And the best way is just to get them to play a chord or play even a single note, change to a next note, then flip up and down the pedal, next note. Just do a little scale. Make it simple. Don't try and do a whole chord progression with two hands and change the pedal.
I don't do that with my kids. Yeah, they actually are begging to play the pedal, so that will be an easy way to introduce that. Thanks.
Well, I always ask myself, would I ever play the piano without using the pedal? No, because it's not so much better, doesn't it? And I want kids to, have that fun sound when they play. So yeah, I'd definitely encourage you to do that.
Okay, I hadn't thought about that. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. You're welcome. Fantastic. Well, look, that's we could easily go on, but we won't because I know your time is limited. I've got to teach again in a moment. So, Marie, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for all that you're contributing already to the forums. We've only been up and running for a few weeks, and already Marie's name keeps popping up as solving.
Well, now I see everybody else's. I mean, I've ordered books from the UK. I mean, people we're just getting some cool things because you've got people from all over and everybody's in the same mindset. So you're not having to break down that barriers like, are you creative or are you not? Anyway, because we're all there. So I love that that's already there, that we already assume that we're trying to head forward in this direction too. So it's a fantastic setup. I had never heard of this type of group before, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's all organized. It's fantastic. I can just, like I said, jump in there and find out how to use my apps or see a quick, webinar that you did before. And it's easy to get to. I think that's what I'm liking too. I'm liking the organization of it too.
Amazing.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
I've worked on it for a while, so I'm really glad to hear it's helping you out.
It shows.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, look, I'll let you go because I know it's evening there and you've probably got to have dinner and whatever else. So, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to chatting with you more online in the forums.
All right. Take care. Thanks, Tim.
All right. Thanks, Marie. See
Bye-bye.
you later. Bye.
If the idea of a piano teachers community where you get to access the best educational resources, rub shoulders with expert teachers from around the world, and have immediate access to feedback for any of your questions, then InnerCircle membership is for you. The InnerCircle is my private community of piano teachers from across the globe who share a commitment to creating and delivering the most inspiring, modern and progressive learning experiences for their students. Membership is now open, so head to timtopham.com/community to find out more and get involved today. I can't wait to see you on the inside.